welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
Hey everybody, I am Shane, and we are looking still at airport English, and now we're going to be looking at going through security.
Oh, do you remember back in the days when we were little or when we were young, it was so easy to go through security at the airport. It was like really, really quick, really, really fast. But nowadays, you just have to make sure you don't bring anything unnecessary, nail clippers, or you can't bring scissors, or you can't bring a lot of things onto the plane.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't like portable charger, there's like so many limits, and a lot of places you have to take off your shoes.
Yes.
And it's in, your belt you have to take off. You have to take off everything.
Or the metal detector will go beep.
Yes, right. So it's really a pain in the butt.
But, however, it keeps us safe, right? I think
that's true.
The more strict they are about the security at the airport, the safer we will feel as passengers on the airplane.
Yeah, that is definitely true. So, I mean, there's some give and there's some take. And I think that maybe in the beginning when they first started doing it, especially after 9/11 happened, things were really, really strict and it took a lot of time. But now, although you go through and it takes a little bit longer, they've learned how to make the process a little bit more quick.
That's right. It's a lot better now, actually.
Yeah, it is better, but it's still, you've got to make time to go through security, so it's important to get to the airport early.
Usually 2 to 3 hours before your flight.
Yeah, especially for an international flight.
Exactly. Okay, so how about let's check out our lesson today.
Let's do it.
Oliver is preparing to go through security before his flight.
Good morning. Please put your carry-on bag in a tray and place it on the conveyor belt.
Sure. All done.
Are you traveling with any electronics, like a laptop or tablet?
Yes, I have my laptop.
Please take it out and put it in a separate tray.
How about liquids?
Liquids need to be kept in a clear plastic bag and must be 100 milliliters or less.
All right. Here they are.
Now you can go ahead and step through the scanner.
All right, welcome back. We're getting into airport English, and this part is about going through security. So what is security, Karen?
So security is a noun. So at the airport, security means the people and things that help keep everyone safe. For example, like the metal detectors and the people who check your bags and make sure nothing dangerous goes on the plane. For example, like a lighter, you're not supposed to bring a lighter onto the plane, or knives, or any weapons, or scissors.
And lots of liquids, like water. You can't even bring your bottle of water on there.
That's true. But you can get water to drink on the plane though, so you don't have to worry about that. But an example sentence would be, going through airport security is a normal part of travel. And you are right, it keeps everybody safe, right?
Yeah.
And it's very necessary.
Yeah, it's absolutely normal. Everybody has to do it. Okay, so we got a dialogue between Oliver and a security officer.
That's right.
Okay, so would you like to be Oliver? Because a security officer is male.
Okay.
So I'll give you the choice.
I'll be the security officer. That's okay.
I'll be Oliver.
All right.
Okay, so Oliver is preparing to go through security before his flight. Okay?
So the security officer starts off by saying, "Good morning. Please put your carry-on bag in a tray and place it on the conveyor belt." Ah, okay. Well, usually when you go to the airport, you would have to do this when you go through security because you would have your luggage and your carry-on bag. So carry-on bag basically is a bag that you carry onto the plane.
Right.
And they need to check what's inside.
And that conveyor belt's just the thing that moves along and keeps moving.
Yes.
Like it's usually black, and you set your stuff on there, and it goes, bye-bye.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the conveyor belt. Okay, so Oliver says, sure, all done.
And now the security officer says, "Are you traveling with any electronics like a laptop or a tablet?" It's important for them to find out all the details, every little thing that you bring with you because they want to make sure that everything is safe. So what does it mean when I say electronics?
Electronics is actually a science that has to do with the flow of electrical energy and with devices that use this type of energy in complicated ways, such as computers.
That's right.
So, for example, you can say the store sells electronics like TVs and computers.
And what's a laptop? A laptop, that's a noun. A laptop is a small portable computer that you can carry around and use for things like playing games, watching videos, or doing some work. So for example, you can say he uses a laptop for business when he travels. And it's a really easy way to remember because you put the computer on your lap, on top of your lap.
We call this part here
lap.
A lap.
Exactly.
We don't have a word for that in Chinese.
That's right.
Right. So lap is a special word in English. Lap just means on this area.
This area.
Here on top of your datoi, right? Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we call it a laptop because usually you can place your laptop right here.
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天要继续来看2段机场英语的绘画。在第3段对话里 ，Oliver 在登机前要准备过安检，那安检人员请他把随身行李放入托盘，并放在输送带上面，并询问他有没有携带任何电子设备，像是笔记型电脑啊，或是平板电脑。好，单字 security。它是名词，表示机场等等它的安全检查、安检。那它是 security checkpoint 安检站的省略。再来 electronics， 它是名词，它可以指电子设备，这时候就是把它看作复数来用。那它也可以指电子学、电子技术，那这时候是把它看作不可数名词。再来 laptop， 它是名词，表示笔记型电脑。接回课文中。
So now Oliver says, yes, I have my laptop.
And now the security officer says, "Please take it out and put it in a separate tray." Okay, so usually if you bring a laptop with you, you can't just leave it inside your bag. You have to put it in a separate tray. They have to check if everything's okay with the laptop. Right?
Yeah, and I usually have like 5 trays.
Oh.
So I've got like one for my jacket.
Oh, yeah, that's
one
right.
One for a laptop, one for like charger, like one for like
You're taking up the line.
For your shoes. No, but everybody is the same as
that's
me.
True.
So it's, but it sometimes feels like you're really in a rush to do that. I don't like that part. Okay, so Oliver says, how about liquids?
Because sometimes remember how you have to pour out the liquids, right? The security officer then says, liquids need to be kept in a clear plastic bag and must be 100 milliliters or less. So sometimes you might want to bring rubbing alcohol or you want to bring something, maybe
some lotion.
Exactly. So it should be in a clear bottle and a clear bag so people can see what's inside. And you cannot have a lot of it, only 100 milliliters or less.
Why do you bring rubbing alcohol on an airplane?
After COVID, everybody brings rubbing alcohol.
Okay, rubbing alcohol like that.
Right?
Okay. Makes sense. Sure. Okay, so Oliver says, all right, here they are.
And now security officer says, now you can go ahead and step through the scanner. Okay, so now everything is ready. Now he is ready to step through the scanner. So what's a scanner?
A scanner at the airport is a big machine that you walk through, like a special door. Right? And it looks at your body and your bags to make sure you're not carrying anything that's not allowed on the airplane. it helps keep everyone safe.
Oliver 有带笔记型电脑，安检人员就请他把笔电拿出来放到另一个托盘里面。那另外液体需要装在透明塑胶袋当中，而且容量不得超过100毫升。现在 Oliver 的东西放好之后，安检人员就请他往前走，通过安检门扫描。好，单字 scanner 就表示扫描机。那刚刚在讲到携带的液体时 ，Karen 老师有用到 rubbing alcohol。Rubbing alcohol 它表示消毒用酒精、医用酒精。好，接华课文中。
That's right. So now Oliver is going through security and talking to the security officer. I wonder if he's going to go through everything just fine.
Yeah, well, let's hope. Okay, so let's take a short break and find out after the break.
All right.
Oliver has arrived at his destination, but realizes his luggage has not.
Excuse me, my luggage didn't arrive on the conveyor belt. Can you help me?
Let me check your bag status. Can I have your baggage claim ticket?
Here it is. I was on the flight from Toronto.
It looks like your luggage was delayed and is still on its way.
I really need it today. How long will it take?
It should be here within a few hours. If you fill out this form, we can have it delivered to your location.
Okay, I appreciate the help.
Welcome back, everybody. So when we were looking at the last dialogue, it was about going through security.
That's right.
And going through security, basically, Oliver had to go through security. He was asked if he had any electronics, like a laptop or something. He did. He needed to put that in a separate tray. And then he had a question about, liquids, which is an important thing.
That's
you
right.
can't have more than 100 milliliters. So the security officer said yes and told him no more than 100 milliliters. And so he brought that out and that was fine. And so now it looked like he got through security safe and sound.
Yay!
So now...
So this next part is asking about missing luggage. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. So
he
Oliver...
has already arrived.
Yeah, Oliver's arrived at his destination, but realizes his luggage has not...
Aw, that's bad news. I would hate that for that to happen to me.
That is terrible.
Oh, no. Okay, so first of all, what is a destination? So that's a noun. A destination is simply the place where someone is going or where something is being sent. For example, you can say, our family's vacation destination is the beach. Yay!
Ooh.
That's our place to go. We want to go there. That is our final stop. That's our destination.
Got it. Okay. So we have Oliver and the baggage officer. I'm still Oliver. Okay. So Oliver says, excuse me, my luggage didn't arrive on the conveyor belt. Can you help me? Oh, that would be such a terrible feeling.
Exactly. And now the baggage officer says, let me check your bag status. Can I have your baggage claim ticket? Usually when you check in your baggage, they will give you a ticket. It will have like some kind of code or number, and then you can check if your luggage or baggage is lost. So she said, oh, okay, let me check your baggage status.
Right. So status just means the latest update about something. When you check the status of your bag at the airport, you're finding out where it is and what's happening with it. Like if it's on the plane or still being moved. So our example sentence would be, they checked the status of their delivery online. So then Oliver says, here it is. I was on the flight from Toronto.
Oh, okay. Yay, that's where I'm from.
Oh, right, cool.
在第4段对话里 Oliver 已经抵达目的地，却发现他的行李还没到。那他向行李服务人员请求协助，对方就说要帮他查行李状况，请他提供行李领取票。Baggage claim ticket 就是表达行李的领取票。那么单字 destination 它是名词，表示目的地、终点。Status 表示状态、情况，或是指地位、身份。Shane 老师在解释单字时有提的 update update 这个字当名词可以指更新或是最新消息、新资讯的意思。介绍课文中。
Okay, and now the baggage officer says, it looks like your luggage was delayed and is still on its way. But it's not lost. So I guess it's good news, right?
It's good news. It's good news that it's not lost, definitely. Okay.
So it's delayed, like we mentioned before. Delay means that it's going to come a little bit later, at a later time.
Okay, so Oliver, of course, wants to know when it's going to come. So he says, I really need it today. How long will it take?
Okay, usually when you bring your luggage or your baggage, you have all the important stuff inside. Okay. So if you go traveling, you need it right now. You need it today. You can't wait for a few days, right? Because you have all your clothes and everything, all the important stuff.
Absolutely.
So now the baggage officer says it should be here within a few hours. If you fill out this form, we can have it delivered to your location. Okay, actually, the baggage officer is being very helpful. So Oliver does not need to wait at the airport for a few hours because that would be really, really inconvenient.
That's what I was thinking. So that's a nice service that the airline offers. They just deliver it right to the location where you're going to be. So what is a location?
So that is a noun. Location means a specific place or position where something is, like where your house is or where you find your favorite toy. So for example, you can say, I couldn't find the exact location of the event. Maybe there's a special event you want to go to and you can't find the exact location. You know it's around this neighborhood, but you can hear the music, you can hear the party, but you don't know exactly where it is.
Okay, so Oliver says, okay, I appreciate the help. Yeah, so I guess, you know, you would be a little bit relieved to find out, oh, I don't have to just sit here in this airport for like 3 or 4 hours or probably even longer, right?
That's right.
And wait for my luggage. I can still just go to my destination because once you get somewhere, you're hoping you can get to your hotel.
And rest.
Or whatever, and rest and just relax. You don't want to be stuck again in an airport.
So I think Oliver really shows us his appreciation. He said, I really appreciate the help, right? So I think it's important when someone helps you, and then you can either say thank you or I appreciate the help. And that brings us to the end of our dialogue today.
行李服务人员帮 Oliver 查询这个行李状况，发现他的行李延误了，那目前还在运送途中，应该会在几个小时内送达。他告诉 Oliver， 如果填写这张表格，他们就可以请人把他送到 Oliver 的所在地。那单字 location 就是表达地点位置，而文中用到 filled out something， 在这边就是指填写，像填写正式文件啊、填写表格等等。介华课文中。
I hope you really enjoyed our lesson. And next time you go to the airport, you'll know what to say, right?
That's right. Okay, so thank you for watching. And please join us next time.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oliver is preparing to go through security before his flight.
Good morning. Please put your carry-on bag in a tray and place it on the conveyor belt.
Sure. All done.
Are you traveling with any electronics like a laptop or tablet?
Yes, I have my laptop.
Please take it out and put it in a separate tray.
How about liquids?
Liquids need to be kept in a clear plastic bag and must be 100 milliliters or less.
All right. Here they are.
Now you can go ahead and step through the scanner.
Oliver has arrived at his destination, but realizes his luggage has not.
Excuse me, my luggage didn't arrive on the conveyor belt. Can you help me?
Let me check your bag status. Can I have your baggage claim ticket?
Here it is. I was on the flight from Toronto.
It looks like your luggage was delayed and is still on its way.
I really need it today. How long will it take?
It should be here within a few hours. If you fill out this form, we can have it delivered to your location.
Okay, I appreciate the help.
"最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字。第一个 security， 它是指机场等等它的安全检查、安检是名词。第二个单字 electronics。Electronics 它是名词，表示电子设备、电子学、电子技术。第三个 status 它可以指状态啊、情况或是地位、身份，是个名词。第四个 location 则是指地点、位置，也是个名词。那以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Oh, I'm feeling hungry, Winnie, and it's time for breakfast.
My favorite meal of the day. So what are you thinking? Pancakes, waffles?
I'm feeling something a little more traditional, like radish cake.
Ew, cake with radish in it? That sounds gross.
No, not that. Here, I'll show you.
Starting off with maybe not so unique, we have our hash brown.
I love hash browns.
Yes, you are part hash brown.
That's true.
So this is our su bing, of course. Hash means to chop up food or chopped up food, so bits of the potato.
Speaking of a root vegetable, we're going to move on to something quite Taiwanese, which is a luo bo gao, a radish cake. So it's made out of bai luo bo.
And then we have what I would call teppanyaki noodles.
Or hot plate noodles. And this is a very Taiwanese breakfast.
Yeah.
When you think of hot plate noodles, you'll think of black pepper sauce or mushroom sauce.
And then last but not least, we have what I would call gyozas.
Actually, I have to correct you there. These are not gyozas. This is what we would call jianjiao, which is basically a pan-fried dumpling. Yes, so the difference is that it's dumpling that's been cooked in water first, and then they pan fry it on the hot plate.
Got it. Well, hopefully you had a good breakfast with us yet again. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us anything you want us to translate or help you with right over here.
Kiwi later.